Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to review the R programming track. In this video we're going to learn that why you should become an R programmer and in which areas R programming language is going to help you out and how you should start learning R. Let's get started. Alright, so basically we're going to review the R Programming Career Track from DataCamp. But before we do that, let's know why we should learn R. First of all, it's a free and it's an open source tool, which means you don't have to pay anything. It's like Python, it's an open source language. It has a large community of users, which means there are continuously updating the packages and releasing new packages and new stuff in the R programming, and you can also in our community, and you can also become a contributor in that community. You can use it in the latest cutting edge technologies like machine learning and deep learning, and you can obviously, since it's a statistical language, you can use it also for statistics or any statistical project. It has an independent platform. Okay, you can use RStudio, and it's a gateway to a lucrative career. You can become a data scientist, you can become a machine learning engineer, you can become a deep learning engineer, you can become a statistician. Since R is a statistical programming language or statistical language, you can also become a Six Sigma practitioner, which is in the field of total quality management. And also, if you are a researcher or an academic, you're gonna end up learning R, because in your research you're gonna end up doing some statistical analysis, and you're gonna end up learning R to do that. It has a robust visualization library. I mean, when I was writing my own research paper, obviously just like any academic, I was introduced to a program called SPSS from IBM, and I'm pretty sure you guys know that. It's heavily used in the academic world, but after I learned R, I found out that I can pretty much do everything I can do in SPSS and R, and the visualization that I get from ggplot2, which is a package and visualization in R, gives me a much better. I mean, it's really nice. The charts are really beautiful, not in the, like SPSS. So it's a go-to language for statistics and data science, just like I told you. Used in almost every industry. In any industry you go, medical, hospitals, companies, manufacturing companies, anywhere, it's used heavily because it's used for statistics. Okay, so why you should study R? It will help you become a researcher. Now, as a college student, you have two paths. Actually, you have three paths. You can also this is you can go to the academic world, okay, and become take masters and PhDs, become a college professor or researcher. You can go to companies and work there, and you can become an entrepreneur or businessman and start your own company. In any of these, especially here in academic, you're gonna end up doing research, writing papers, and publishing it into some journals. So you're gonna end up collecting some data and do some statistical analysis. So R is gonna help you a lot. In companies, if you're working in let's say data analyst, business intelligence expert, business analyst, data scientist, data engineer, you're gonna end up using R or Python or both. Actually, I've seen some of the bootcamps now, they're covering both languages. The last bootcamp I took, they covered R and Python both, because now it's kind of like mandatory to know both languages. Now there are some advanced languages called Scala and Dask. So R and Python, 5 or 7 years ago, it used to be optional, either go with the Python or R, which I preferred Python, but now it's kind of like mandatory in R and Python. You can also go to the LinkedIn and check the job description. They're gonna tell you that you should know Python or R. If you know both, it's you're gonna make you stand out. So it will help you also become a data scientist and data analyst. and you can also become a Six Sigma practitioner, just like I told you. And R is used in every major. It's used in biology and genetics and geospatial data and medical data, and manufacturing companies, retail companies, anywhere there is data, R is used. It will also help you make a decision based on data using statistics. And the thing that I've seen, that visualization libraries in R, they are really beautiful. They're really nice. I mean, when I started using it and putting those charts on my research paper, it was really nice. SPSS is a very good software. I'm not going to say it's not a good software. I mean, everyone using it, and it was SPSS was, I mean, in the academic world for more than 27 years or something like that. But unfortunately, the charts that the SPSS produce, I didn't like it. But after you do that in R, actually doing it in R, we know that SPSS can like drag and drop and click. In R, you have to write the code, but R is it's like flexible. Okay, why you should also study R? I mean, if you learn R, you're gonna introduce you to the highly paid jobs. You can get the jobs in both sectors, and public sector, governmental sector, and private sector. And as a student, if you're doing a research or survey analysis or whatever, anything related to the data, you're gonna end up using R. And R is always in high demand. I remember like 7 years ago when I was doing my master's, I studied Python because I was doing deep learning. Back then, Python was kind of like pioneer, or Python was known for deep learning. It's still known for deep learning. But then after that, I mean, like lately, I've been seeing a lot of books which is explaining deep learning in R. So R's community is really working really hard. So these are the reasons why you should learn R. I mean, since my channel is all about data science and data analysts, so you're gonna end up learning R. I mean, I did start learning R, and then I started doing deep learning, so I went to Python. After I finished my Python and I did my master's degree, I enrolled in a bootcamp. In that bootcamp, they taught me Python and R. So I went back and I learned R. In the DataCamp, I mean, it's a bootcamp, so I learned like crash course. But I wanted to learn it in details. So I went to DataCamp and I enrolled into the R Programming track. Now let's see what this track should cover. Okay, this track, I mean, it's an R, I mean, it's gonna make me R programmer. So it should have an introduction to R, which is an introductory course to R. Basically, what is an R, how it's used, how to install Data Studio, what are variables, loops, if statement, vectors, functions, packages in R, ggplot deployer, and all ggplot deployer and tidyverse. What is matrices, how do you deal with data, how do you deal with missing data, you know, this type of stuff, how to use an exploratory data analysis, and how to visualize the data. I mean, it's gonna make me R programmer, so at least should be like an advanced R course or something like this. And then it should also include some like marketing analytics in R, or finance data in R, geospatial data in R. Geospatial is the data which is kind of like maps. Okay, social network analysis, which is SNA in R. There is a nice package called GraphX. If I remember, it's called GraphX. It's really nice. If you have a graph data, you use GraphX package. So these are kind of like the advanced topics. These are the general topics that should be covered in R programming, in R Programmer Track. Now let's go to the DataCamp website and see if they cover these things that I said, or they cover these advanced topics. So let's go to the website. Alright, so we are now at the DataCamp website, learn.datacamp.com/career tracks. And career tracks, when you click all, you can find that we have here something called R Programmer Career Track. So click on it and let's see what type of courses does it cover. We can see there are 48 hours, 12 courses, and 3 projects. Okay, fine. You can also see the instructors here, and we can see that the first course we have here is called Introduction to Tidyverse. Tidyverse is a package to let you manipulate and play with data. And then we have a project and how to manipulate data with deployer, and then skill assessment, everything. Every time you finish a course or some courses, they give you skill assessment, which basically tests your skills that you know these things or not, because whatever comes next, like writing efficient R code, these courses are sequel to these courses. So in order for you to successfully transition to this course, you need to take the skill assessment, and if you don't pass the skill assessment, you have to go and retake the course. That's one of the reasons. That's the thing that I like about the tracks and DataCamp and DataQuest, and in general the tracks. The best thing about the track is like you finish this course and you'll be like, okay, what should I do now? Where should I go? What type of course should I take? Here it's everything laid out. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. Okay. I can see that there are no course which called Introduction to R. I mean, if I'm gonna become an R programmer, I mean, is this an advanced track? Did they write something advanced? No, there is nothing. Level of difficulty, nothing. Then why there is no Introduction to R course? But listen, guys, there is the Introduction R course. I took it. You can come here and you can click on Introduction to R. Just click Introduction and you'll see Introduction to R. And let's open that course. okay, I took this course like a while ago. Let's see when I took this course. Oh my god, 2017, when I was like, this was my second year or third year, I don't remember, when I started learning data science. Okay, so you take this course first. Okay, I remember this course was free. Yeah, I think this course was free. Maybe they changed it, I don't know, but you have to take this course first. If you want to become an R programmer, you have to take this course first. Okay, then you take something called Intermediate R. Intermediate R. After you take the introduction, you take the Intermediate R course, which is this one, and the sequel of it was Introduction to R. Okay, now you can see that the first chapter is free, the rest of the chapters are empty. Okay, after you take this one, you go to the R programmer and you start with Tidyverse, and if you have to check if the Tidyverse they wrote something like the prerequisites. Okay, there is no prerequisites, so you have to just immediately start with the Introduction to Tidyverse. So first of all, you have to take the Introduction to R, which is this one. Okay, and then you take Intermediate to R. After you learn the fundamentals like loops, functions, utilities, and matrices was here. Look, and vectors was here also. Vectors, matrices, factors, data frames, list. These are the fundamentals, and then you take the intermediate one where they give you the more stuff like loops and conditional control flow. There is an if, I think there is an if, yeah, if statement. And then you take the Introduction to Tidyverse, and then you start with these courses. Okay, I don't know why they didn't add these two courses. I mean, they should add these courses because these are the fundamental courses, but they didn't. So you take the introduction first, and then intermediate, and then you start with this track. Now let's see what else do they cover. Writing efficient R code, date and time. Okay, nice. String manipulation, which is gonna help you a lot in NLP. Web scraping, nice. Which how do you get the data from the website. Writing functions and advanced, that's nice. Introduction to shell, I like that. How to write in a Unix command. Parallel programming, I call this one kind of like an advanced course. Defensive arc, okay, also advanced course. Developing, okay, this is very advanced course. You develop your own R package. Imagine if you make a package with your name and you publish it and people will use it. That's really nice. Object-oriented programming within S3 and R6, nice. Okay, there is no network in R and finance in R, but let's go and check it out in custom tracks. No, career track, skill track. Let's go to the career track, and I click on R. Here, when you click on R, they will show you all the courses where they use R. Now, R Programmer Track doesn't mean they're gonna give you all the courses in R. No, they give you only those courses that gonna help you to become an R programmer. Okay, and they didn't include the introduction and intermediate, which is kind of I don't know why they didn't, but my opinion, you take these 2 courses first, and then you start with the R Programmer. Let's say you finish the R Programmer track. What should you do next? You want to become data analyst in R, you click on this track. You want to become data scientist in R, you click on this track. You want to become a machine learning scientist in R, you click on this track. You want to become a statistician with an R, which is currently I'm enrolled in. Guys, you can see the review of this course on my channel. It's an amazing track. They teach a lot of nice stuff in R. Plus, R is a statistical language, so it's amazing. I'm taking it because right now I'm preparing for my PhD, so I'm refreshing my statistics and with my R codes. They also have some courses like let me just show you. There are courses. You go to the courses here. Here you'll see all the courses. You go to the filter and you click R, and here you will see all the courses which are available in R. Data visualization in ggplot. There are 2 courses in ggplot. What else do we have? There's network X. I think there was exploratory data analysis and statistics, regression and reporting, and markdown is amazing course. This is the intermediate data visualization and introduction to data visualization, which is this one. Yeah, amazing courses. There are plenty of R courses, data visualization in R, multiple regression. There is a network analysis in R. What else do they have? Time series, how to deal with the NLP and forecasting, machine learning with Carrot. Carrot is the package. There are also, I think I've seen finance, forecasting in R, introduction to text analysis, which is the fundamentals for NLP. What else do we have here? There are plenty of course sampling, which is in statistics, visualizing geospatial data, which is just like I told you in the slides, with data which is related to the maps and stuff. Especially if you're doing some projects in COVID-19, this course is going to help you a lot to find out how the COVID-19 was spread and how it started. There are plenty R courses. So you can just go to the introduction and intermediate R, which is R for finance. And I think there was also R for marketing. Let me just go scroll down and see. Why it's not loading? Okay, interactive maps and leaflet in R, financial trading in R, building dashboards in Shiny. Wow, that's really nice. Okay, so there are plenty of R courses. Actually, if you guys have a premium account in DataCamp, if you don't have, you can buy it from the link in the description below. You can find some discount there. There's a network analysis. I know that because I took that course. Credit risk modeling, parallel. Okay, dimensionality reduction. That's really nice. Machine learning and tidyverse. That's also nice. So there are plenty of R courses. If you guys go and check the Python courses that DataCamp offer, you guys are going to see that they mostly cover R courses, not Python. They do have a lot of Python courses, but if you check, they have more R courses than Python courses. I don't know, maybe they're biased to the R, or most of the instructors are academics and they like to use R. I don't know. But a lot of nice courses in R. If you want to become an R programmer, then I would recommend you at least learn the fundamentals. You know what? At least learn the introduction. This is the entire free course. Just learn this thing and learn this thing. Intermediate. Maybe this the track R program is going to be a little bit advanced for you, but at least if you're at the beginning, learn introduction and intermediate to R. At least learn these 2 courses. Okay, the first course you can learn with free subscription. I think you don't have to pay anything. This one, the intermediate, only the first chapter is available for free. The rest you're gonna have to pay. You can pay for monthly subscription if you don't want to pay for the annual subscription, but I would recommend you pay for the annual. It's gonna be cheaper, higher discount, and you can take these tracks with ease. You know, the entire year you have access to all these things. I have almost covered all these things in my reviews. You can check it on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends, and please keep learning. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye bye.